Okay, I think that we have it all going. Hey there, thanks for joining me to color. Today we are going to be doing this adorable THoltz stamp called Crazy Dogs. Isn't he cute? We're going to use our Prismacolor pencils and some Gamsol to smooth him out a bit. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Next week we are going to do this Shammy Love Sweets card kit. So if you have not picked her up, make sure to head over to the store and grab her because there's one left. So if you want to do class next week, make sure to head over and grab you a card kit and you can do this one. The next week we are going to be doing this penny black stamp, again with some Prismacolor pencils. I stamped it in white and then colored over the top of it. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then the following week for the card kit, I've already finished it, we'll be doing this Poppy. It's a Whimsy Stamps stamp. So this is a card kit too. So if you want to grab her, head over to the store and pick her up so you'll have her in time for class. She's really cute. So card kit. You can also go over to the store blog, and at the top of the blog it says classes. So you can see what day we're doing what, in case you want to be prepared for future classes and pick up things so you'll have them all available, or find an alternative that you can work on. That works too. So I have already stamped my little guy here on some Kraft paper or cardstock with some Memento Tuxedo black ink. And then the little sentiment here I stamped from another stamp set. I think it's Crazy. I'm not sure, but there should be a link down in the description box. If not, I will make sure to find it and put it down there. That's another THoltz stamp. It comes with, it's a separate one, but it goes with the dogs and the cats and all the crazy things. It has a bunch of sentiments. So we're gonna do that. And that stamp with some Versafine Onyx black ink, so it's not the same exact color. So I've got my Prismacolor pencils, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're going to start, let's go ahead and start with this collar, and we're going to do 906, which is Copenhagen blue, and 903, which is true blue for his collar. So I'm going to go ahead and let's zoom down a little bit. See how close that is. But for his collar, let's start with the darkest one, which is 906. And we're going to do that a little bit of color out here on the edges. And then I'm going to bring it underneath of his collar a little bit. So it's going to go underneath of his chin. And then we're going to switch to the lighter color, which was 903. And I usually go over the previous color. And I'm not scrubbing super duper hard. I'm just lightly going over the top of the paper. And I usually give it a couple of coats. So we'll switch back to our dark color again. And I like my pencils to be super sharp. So I sharpen them with, I have a battery powered sharpener that I use that sharpens them to this daggerish point. And we'll add another coat of our light color. And then for his little tag down here, I'm going to do it red. So let's do 925, which is Crimson Lake. And I want it to be darkest over here where there's little lines are already at. So I'm going to go ahead and give them another coat. And I kind of turn my pencil as I'm using it. So I'll do a few strokes and then I turn it in my hand so that it stays sharper longer. Hi Terry, thanks for joining me. Hi Teresa. Sorry I missed you at the end of Bible journaling. Okay, for the ground, we're going to use, let's see what I use, 1054. Let's see, what color was that? Hopefully I grabbed that one. And it doesn't look like. Let me grab my box, my case over here. Oops. And 1054, what was that? Let me look at my little sheet. I have my cheat sheet here. Number 50. I knew I was going to forget one, so I brought my pencils with me into my area. So here we're going to use Warm Gray 50 for the ground. So I'm just going to give him, let's go just back here a little bit. And then we're going to go under his feet. I'm going to go between his feet. And then over here on the side. And then I want it to be darker, so I'm going to go back over with a second coat. And I'm going to give a little bit more pressure, not a whole bunch. I don't want my hand to hurt. And I find too, if you get a little bit where you're white knuckled and gripping your pencil, if you hold it back more on the back of the pencil, you're forced to not give it quite as much pressure. That's going to go, I'm going to go a little bit darker underneath of his feet. Okay, we'll go with that. See how that goes. Oh, the dog. For the dog, we're going to use 1099, which is espresso, 1074, which is French Gray 70, 1072, which is French Gray 50, and then 1084, which is Ginger Root. Hi, Julie. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for joining us. Bible journaling. Oh, Sarah, you joined. Did you? I didn't see you Bible journaling this morning. I'm sorry if you missed it. You'll have to go back and watch because it was not what I wanted it to turn out to be. So it was fun. So I'm going to start with espresso. And let's go. I'm going to hold my pencil about, a couple of inches from the end so that I'm not gripping it quite so hard. Like I said, that helps me not get crazy with it. I'm going to do this little section here that's behind his ear. And then let's give this side of his ear a little bit of color. And it's all about layering. So we're going to layer some on. Let's do kind of in here where his eyebrow is, or his little, give him a little something going on between his eyes there. And let's move down the side of his face. So we'll go over here. I'm going to go under his eye. He's got a couple little lines right here. I'm going to color over those. Kind of bring it around over like this. And then for his leg, let's go right underneath of his chin. And then this back one we'll do down the back side. And his toes. And then this one, we'll do the inside. There's a little bit of his foot showing right, or I guess that's just the shadow that Tim put on there. So let's do a little bit of that. And we'll do the same thing for this side. And we're going to go underneath of his collar a little bit. And that looks good for a first coat. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining us. The picture on the screen should have been a bunch of just coloring paraphernalia. I changed it because last week it wouldn't change the thumbnail. It wouldn't let me change in between Bible journaling and coloring. So I just made it say live with Heather, and then it's got a bunch of like colored pencils and some scissors and stuff like that. It's just going to stay the same. And then after the video, I will change the thumbnail after it processes to the picture of whatever we did today. I thought that might be a little bit easier. So next we're going to go with 1074. So I'm going to go right over the top of that last color, and I'm going to go out past. Yeah, last week it wouldn't let me go in and change the picture. I don't know. Maybe it was just having a moment. So I took a different picture of a bunch of coloring stuff and thought I would just use that to post as my live stream picture. I might come up with something new, something a little bit better, but I thought that would pretty much cover everything, including Bible journaling, because I always use different coloring stuff for that. It could have just been being persnickety. And just add some more color. So I'm going over the previous one, lightly going over, adding some out here into our brown. And I'm not scrubbing, I'm just lightly applying some color. Maybe Linda, maybe you were reading it when I was in there changing it, because I did it like 10 minutes ago. It could be maybe you were reading it and I was in the middle of changing the description. Or maybe I forgot to change the description. That could happen. So now we're going to add 1072. And now I'm going to go over the last two and add this one. Some days I don't know what I'm doing. I know you girls never have days like that. Okay, then we'll go to Ginger Root. Oh, see, Mr. HobbieHaven says he changed the description. He probably came and changed it after I changed it. And I'm just kind of filling in with this one the colors where I didn't have any pencil at all, because I'm going to go back with a whole nother coat, so I'm not worried about it being uncovered. Okay, so we're going to start with our darkest again, which was $10.99 espresso. Go along. Give him some more shadow. Add some to his ear. I'll go up a little bit so the whole thing can maybe fit there on the page a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to make sure to go underneath of his collar. And then we're going to go with the next one, which was $10.74. Go over the darkest color and then bring it out a little bit. Oh, I spelled Prismacolor wrong. See? That's what I have Mr. HeathersHobbieHaven for, so that I can you know, he fixes these things that I spell wrong. The sentiment is a THoltz stamp set. It's a bunch of sentiments. It's got like holidays and such. I think I put a link down in the description box. If there's not one down there, maybe I couldn't find it, but I'll find one and put it down there. But it has a bunch of these that are like that. It's very cute. So this one is $10.72. It's also got the cinema set, also has like Merry Christmas and stuff like that on there. So it's pretty versatile, along with the little snarky comments. I thought this went perfect because he looks like he's going, what? Okay, and then we'll do $10.84. I couldn't find one that said, "You're how old?" That was my thought when I seen this little dog, was, "You're how old?" And he's like, what? Okay, let's go with that. Okay, so for his eyes, let's do $10.72. So that's this one. And then our white. So let's go with our $10.72, which is French Gray 50. I'm just going to give it a little color on the sides. And then we'll give it some white. His eyebrows. What I do if it's, I think I used 1072 for his eyebrows too. So let's do that. And then this lightest brown, which was 1084. So we'll give it another pass with our gray. And then our lightest brown. Then for his nose, I'm going to give it some black. So this is 935. So I want to leave a little, kind of a little patch right here. So let's go around like this. Let's just give it the little patch so I remember. And then we'll lightly go around that and fill in our nose. Okay, now I want it to be darker over along the top and the side, so let's give that another coat. Over again. Okay, so this looks pretty good for my first coat. So let's put these up here real quick. And then we're going to do, I have some Gamsol. So we're going to open that. And then I'm going to use a paintbrush. So I've got this little cheapo paintbrush. And then I've got a paper towel. So what I do is I dip my paintbrush into the Gamsol and I like tip the end in there so it gets a little bit damp, and then I swoosh it on the side and then I tap it on my paper towel, and then I come over here and I start, I'm gonna do, oh, I got Gamsol all over my paper. Okay, so you're gonna go like this and I just kind of wipe it onto my dog wherever my color is. So let's go over here. I'm going to squish it around. Until it runs out. Okay, so it's running out. So I'm going to dip it again. I'm going to not flick it on top of my paper this time. Then we'll come back. And I just keep doing that until I've covered the whole thing. You could put your Gamsol like in a little container too. we just work our way around. And I'm not trying to get the paper super, super wet because this is not watercolor paper. You could also use your blending stump if you want to do it that way. That works good too. Okay, let me put the lid on. Then we're going to do... You're cute, Mr. HobbieHaven. Are you trying that out? So we're going to do, now that I've got him, see, he doesn't look... Pick him up here. He's still damp. But he doesn't look as nice as I would like him to. So I'm going to come back now, and I'm going to give him another coat. So let's move all of our Gamsol stuff over here. And we're going to do... we're going to start over. So let's do our blue. So I'm going to start with 906. And then 903. And then for his collar, we'll add 925. Then we'll do, let's do his nose next. So 935, which is the black. Okay, and then let's do his eyes next. So that was 1072. Whoops, I better not put that away because, and then we're going to do white. So white is 938. Blow that away. Okay, now we're going to go with, what's this one? Oh, this was our 1054. Oh, this was the ground. Okay, I'm going to let the ground dry a little bit more, so we're not going to do that yet. Let's go up here. Let's do his eyebrows. So his eyebrow was 1072. You girls, don't forget, if you're going to join me next week for class, to go over and grab your Sammy is Sweet card kit, because there's only one left. So if you haven't picked that up, you'll want to do that. And I put up the next one that's coming up, which is called Poppy. So if you're interested in doing that class, make sure to head over and grab one. And then they'll get there to your house in plenty of time before class. Okay, so let's see here. Whoops, this goes up here. Okay, so now we're going to go with $10.99. Your guys' buying card kits and participating in class really helps me out. Okay, so we're going to go in all of our dark spaces, but see how much, let me pick it up. Let's see how much it's covering up that with the Gamsol on there. Now it's coming back and it's kind of covering in those little lines in there. Filling it in. Come down in here. Cover over these little hashtags that were down here. Thinking about doing a for the next card kit, I'm thinking, well, card kit, for the next project, I'm thinking about doing a little treat box. What do you girls think of that? I got this cute penny black / Moe's digital pencil image. Teresa, you'll love this one. It's the girl that's squeezing the heart that you were asking about. So I was thinking maybe I could make her into some kind of box. And then, thanks for joining me, Sarah. And then we could do that. Is that something you ladies would be interested in, is doing a box of some sort? I'll go around his nose. Hi, Cecilia. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, too, if you girls have something that you would like to do in a future class, to make sure to leave me a comment down below after the video so that I can add it to my list. And if you want to try something new and I have it, I'm willing to do that too. I have a bunch of coloring stuff, so we can always try something different. Like this morning during Bible journaling, I did gelatos. I hadn't used those before, and I learned some things. And now we're going to add 1072. Sorry, I have somebody gave me this cough. I haven't managed to get rid of it yet. It's hanging on. Okay, let's see here. Now what do we got? Let's do, oh, we got this little light brown one. I forgot this one. This is 1084. Let's just go over all of this a little bit. Add a little bit more pencil on here that we can smush around. And then let's do the ground, which was 1054. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so now we're going to get our Gamsol back out. And then Edna needs a martini. I don't think I have that one yet. The Edna needs a martini stamp. Okay, so we're going to get our Gamsol out. I have a list on my I would like to get pile, but I still have a bunch of stamps in my to be colored box. So I have to use up a few of those before I get any more. Okay, let's go ahead and start with his eye. A little something right here. What's this? White of some sort. Let's pick that up. Sometimes it's handy to have a brush too. Try not to go like this, because if you have little particles on your paper, you're just going to mush them into the paper and color on the paper with those particles. So don't do that. And you just rub your Gamsol around. Smush the colors together a little bit. And this is all a learning process. I'm learning how to use all this stuff myself. I had a banana just a little bit ago, so I can't start with the martinis yet. It's still breakfast time here. Maybe later though. Let's see, if you bring this over, then it'll cover up that little patch just a little bit. Oops, not that much. Good job, Heather. Smooth our little spots out. I try to wipe off a bunch. I don't want my brush to be too wet. Okay. Bye, Teresa. Have a good day. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to go ahead and see about doing another coat on here. Whoops, get back here, pen. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more of this brown. This is $10.99. And we'll just add a little bit of this back on here. And next up we have 1074. And 1072. I think maybe his eyebrows need to be a little bit darker. I almost forgot and flicked it with my finger there. So you could have had a bunch of stuff all over the place. Okay, so now we're going to try. Let's give it one more coat of our Gamsol. So I got my paper towel. Gamsol just kind of flattens it out so it doesn't have so many sketchy little lines in there. That's what I like about it. I like the smooth look, I guess. And like everything else, this takes practice. It's not instant. So I've only done this a couple of times, so I'm getting a little bit better. It doesn't look completely terrible. Okay, so there we have it. I don't know, let me see, do I have a pin over here? Let's see if this pin works. Ooh. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab my Sharpie. The optimum thing you would do is you would take and stamp this with your stamp positioner or whatever, and then afterwards you could re-stamp it, put it back in there and re-stamp it over with the darker, with the ink again, so that all these lines were darkened up. But I didn't think of that, and I took my stamp out of the stamp positioner. So I'm just gonna put his eyes back on. But you could go through and re-outline him, and make all these lines show back up really dark if you want to have that look like that. I don't know what's with his eye here. I think I'm going to go, let's see. He's having four little eyes. I might have to go in with my jelly pen and put some white in the middle of his eye there. Cuten him up a little bit more. But yeah, and then I didn't do anything fancy. I'm just going to attach him to my card. And so you can see on the back, it's still a little bit damp right here from the Gamsol. You could also pop him up. But I wanted something super simple that you could just pop in the mail to a friend and doesn't require extra postage or a bunch of stuff. You just can whip him up and send him off. Isn't he cute? Super, super cute. I'm going to have to try, I've been watching another channel where they do some, they have sanded paper. So I'm going to have to get some of that out and I'm going to try that, and maybe we can try that one time with the pencils. So that is the end of our crazy dog thing. Don't forget, next week we are going to be doing Sammy a Sweet. So if you haven't picked this card kit up, there's one left. So make sure to head over to the store and grab her while you can. And then the following week, so this is next week's class. The following week, we're going to do this penny black flower with the Prismacolor Pencils. This time we're not going to use Gamsol. We're just going to color it, and I stamped it in white. So that should be fun. And then the next week, we're going to do Poppy. And she's the newest card kit. I just put her in the store yesterday. So if you want to grab her too, head over and grab her, and we can color during class for this one. If you don't know where to find the classes, go over to the store blog. There's a link at the bottom of the description box. And at the top of the store blog, there is a little tab that says classes. So you can head over there and see whatever we're going to be working on for the coming weeks. I'm trying to keep that up to date, so everybody has a chance to go pick up a card kit or the stamps we're using. If we're using a digital stamp, you know where to go get it. It's all listed on the blog. And there is, under each card, there is a... it says blog post. So if you go to the blog post, it will give you a list of colors we need or whatever supplies I use. And also at the bottom of the blog post, there is, like for this little guy, there's a little pin card. So you can go to the bottom of the blog post, and on the pin card, it tells you all the little colors. What I do is I save the pin card onto Pinterest or onto a board, and then you can print them out on a 4x6 sheet and put them in a little book to keep track of what colors there are in case you want to have a color combo / swatch book or whatever. So that's kind of handy. If you go over to Pinterest, I have a board that I'm trying to keep them all on so that you can just go straight there and grab the pins if you want. But I sometimes get behind, so don't expect them to be there all the time. Every once in a while I go, oh, I should pin those. And then I go back and pin the last 3 months worth of pins onto the pin board. I need to be more remember to do it every time I put a new post up, but I forget. So I hope you girls had fun coloring today. If you have a question, make sure and leave me a comment down below, and I'll make sure to get back to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you know when we're going to be doing more classes and I'm putting up new tutorials. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.